concentration on the little things that at times got away from you guys, particularly in terms of transition defense, those sort of things. I'm curious, in the aftermath, what was his kind of messaging towards you guys?
Pretty much what you just said. Yeah, I mean, he said pretty much the same thing, just about that, for us to be able to win games, we really have to maintain that level of energy that we want to reach right during the game. And it's not on one or the other player, but on the whole group, right? And as long as we can pick up the energy from the others, that's going to help us for sure. And I think that was the key for today.
Things got going for you there in the second half. All your points came in that frame. Just what opened up for you, and what was the biggest difference?
I think just we needed to really flip the switch, right, and find the way. And for me, it was the moment when I just I felt it better, and I found that extra energy in myself, and then I start feeling it a little bit better. So yeah.
When you look at this game, I know there's no excuses, but just how was it to play out there without Michael Porter Jr., and how did that kind of just contribute just to some of the slow start offensively?
Well, I think first of all, because he scores our main points. That's, I think, the biggest thing, right? And for us, as I said pre-game, he's a really important part of the court, right, where the gravity is on him, and if people are not close to him, he's just letting it fly, and if they are close to him, he might open up something for some of us, right, who's playing next to him. So I think that's just, and obviously the amount of experience that he has on the court, it definitely translates on the game, for not just for himself, but for all of us.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it felt like you kind of reached some sort of flow state there for the last, 7 to 8 minutes there. What can you take from that in terms of whether it's building confidence or just, being more aggressive, being more assertive, that can help you, get going with getting to that state earlier in the game?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you just said, right? Being able to really find that assertiveness and find being decisive, right? Being decisive and being focused on what I can control, right, and what we can control as a group, and keep really following our staples and really trying to reach the goals we put pre-game on our game plan, and being able to get stops and run the floor.
Part of being a rookie young player in this league is, learning where you have to grow. And this game, it was a pretty tough matchup going against Tyrese Maxey and Quentin Grimes. For yourself personally, what was it like trying to defend two quick guards like that try to get to the rim no matter what?
I mean, they are who they are because of, it's let me start again. They, as you said, they're really good players, and which is not an excuse for myself or anybody else, definitely. And I think, that's my kind of the next step, where I got to really get on the next level to be able to guard players like that, right, who's really quick, really aggressive, physical, and they've been in the league for a while, and they know how to play basketball, right? So I think, as you just said, that's kind of a goal for myself and all of us as a group, being able to guard players like that.
You had 14 three-point attempts tonight. You made 5 of them. How have you enjoyed playing in this offense that really welcomes the three-point shot, encourages it, compared to your past basketball experiences?
Well, I think that's great, because obviously, Jordy wants us to shoot a lot, and but it's not just getting any shots. So I wish I did. I wish I didn't do some of the shots I took, right, and try to find something better for myself or my teammates. But again, I think it's all coming back to my confidence, really, on something that I've been working on a lot and keep working. I'll just shoot whatever, the opposite team gives me, and sometimes maybe a little bit more. And I think this is where I really trying to find the balance.
Your seems like defenders are really respecting your three-point shot at this point, closing out pretty hard to you. Do you feel a difference in how hard they're closing out kind of as the season is progressing, and how do you feel like that can kind of open up the rest of your game, getting downhill, playmaking, all that?
I think for sure, yeah. I think with the games going on, I start getting even more pressure from the defense, really jumping on me, right? And I kind of had to, find a way how to play against that. And I find a way with the pump fakes and things like this, really to get downhill, and find something for myself or for my teammates, as you said.
This is the first somewhat extended action we get to see of Danny. I know you're on the floor with him a little bit, somewhat watching from the bench, but what were your thoughts kind of on his kind of extended debut?
I thought he looked super confident, and I really liked the way he, got on the court with, as I said, just really confident, really like he's been there before, right? And I mean, he's playing basketball for a while, right? And he's been in college for a couple of years, so he knows how it is, and I thought he was ready, right? And he did some impact for sure.